such a wonderful day for many families. Those of you out there, the Rolonda family is what we call you. Happy holidays to you and Merry Christmas. This is a special time. Reach over there and hug the one you love and say Merry. Look at all this hugging. Hug the one you love and say Merry Christmas. All the children in our audience today, we're just having a good time. You know, Christmas means, okay, enough hugging back there. You know, Christmas means different things to different people. It means family, and today we're reuniting a family. It means giving, and often that means that we learn that presents don't always come in big, pretty boxes. And for children, it means goodies and cookies and dreams and can't sleep at night, and of course it means Santa Claus. Boy, yay, Santa! Yay! Let me tell you this. Santa Claus, I know he did most of his work last night, but we called him today and said, Santa, are you sure you finished all your rounds? And he said, you know something, Rolonda, I have a few more stops to make in the United States, you know, because he did Europe all night too. So he said he'd hang out with us today, so we're going to have Santa show up, and we're going to keep track of where he is for all the kids here and out there too. You know, I remember being a kid, I used to love Christmas, and I brought a few of my own home videos when I was about your age, just to prove, yeah, you! I was a little taught your age too. I know that's hard to believe, but Santa was good to me, and I've been a good girl. I hope he's gonna be good to me today. We also have an extra special guest today, a man who has written all about Santa because he spent time with Mr. and Mrs. Santa in the North Pole. Can you believe it? So we can ask all the questions we want to know about Santa's house and what Mrs. Santa's like, and maybe what he was like as a child. And I'd like to know about his tax situation, jumping around, working all over these countries, every place, right? Let's introduce our first guest. Come on out here, Mr. Young. How are you? Come on. Oh, this is your book. This is Robert Young, everybody. And he has written a book entitled Santa, the Unauthorized Biography. Tell us, what was the North Pole like?
Cold.
Cold?
Cold. Cold, and not a tree in sight.
Not a tree? Well, why would Santa and Mrs. Santa live in the North Pole if it's so cold?
Because they have a lot of room to do a lot of stuff. They don't get heated up. They can do a lot of work, and they can get a lot of place to store it till it's ready to take it. Mm-hmm. And then, the best way he said is he liked the cold, too.
Wow, some people like the cold. Well, you know, we're tracking Santa right now. He's all over the place. He finishes his rounds up today, and look, everybody, look, kids. That's his trip. He's just left the North Pole there. He's Butte, Montana. He's stopping by your house. Oh my goodness. Well, he's coming. He's on his way. And he promised he would get here. I know, honey, he's coming. Calm down. He said he'd get here before this hour is out. So gather around your family today. Cuddle up on the couch. Throw a log on the fire. And Merry Christmas with us today on the Ro-Ho-Ho-Ho Show. Be the judge in our first I Love a Man in Uniform contest. Next, Rolonda.
Maligayang Pasko, which means Merry Christmas.
This is how we say Happy Holidays. Prettige Kerstdagen.
How we say Happy Holidays is Afishapa.
All right. Everybody to the Ro-Ho-Ho-Ho Show. Stick around because, like we said, Santa didn't do all of his trips last night. He's coming here a little later in the show, so don't go away. In the meantime, we've been talking to our friend Robert here, who spent some time up in the North Pole with Mr. and Mrs. Santa. What is the thing that you remember most about the Claus family and their house and everything?
The thing I remember the most is that he's not fat.
He's not?
He's not fat. And
he went on a diet?
No, he found out that health was better to not be excessively overweight. So he wears a belly pack, unlike I don't. Mine's real.
That's yours real. Okay.
But he has a belly pack that he wears just so the image looks good if he's spotted. But he wanted to put it in to make sure everybody understood eating well if you can.
Now,
what you should
wait
do.
a minute. Santa nibbled on those cookies I left by the fireplace last night, and he drank some of that coffee, too, and I put sugar in it.
Some of it. He fed the rest of it to the reindeer.
Oh, that's right.
Because they need to be fed on the trip for energy. So he couldn't eat it all. He had to give it to the reindeer, and that's what gives them extra energy to keep on going.
Aha! I didn't know that. Do you have a question you'd like to know about Santa? Come on, David, ask a question.
How does Santa get all his presents on his sleigh?
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't get it on his sleigh. It's in his sleigh. Behind the back, you know, there's two seats, a front seat and a back seat. You open the back seat, and there's an invisible room underneath the back seat, and all the presents for everybody is in there with 23 elves under there that help pass them up so he can keep going and not have to go back and get more.
You mean he doesn't leave the elves at home? They come with him?
Some of them come with him. He's got 274 plus 2.
Wow, that's a lot of jobs.
It's a lot of elves.
That's a lot of elves. Come on, do you have a question? What's your name?
Jennifer,
Okay.
I would like to know, how do the reindeers fly?
Well, way back in Once Upon a Time, there was a meteor that crashed in the far north. And there were reindeer in that area. And what happened was a certain man found some of that metal, made a sleigh out of it, and some of the overcast from the explosion that hit the reindeer allowed them a special trait. And they could fly.
Wow.
They could just rise and take off. And when I heard this, I said, well, now it makes sense. And the sleigh's made out of the same thing that hit them, and it makes it very easy for them to do. And it's fun. I saw it.
Did you get to ride in it?
No, I didn't.
He wouldn't let you?
No, it wasn't a matter. They were still working on some stuff, and I said, I'll do anything. I even won't write the book if you don't want.
You know how our dads sometimes let their friends ride in the car with them. Santa won't take you on a sleigh?
He didn't take me. It doesn't mean he doesn't take others. It just, while I was only there 6 weeks, and I just didn't get the chance. Of course, I'm afraid to fly, so that might have had something to do with it.
Yeah. What's your name?
Diana Richardson.
Okay, what's your question?
Where did Santa meet Mrs. Claus?
Oh, that's a good one. Where did they meet? Good question.
On his first test trip, when he became Santa Claus and had the sleigh and the reindeer, he took a test trip in the middle of July. And he's going around the world, and he came back, and that's when he realized he needed to have fuel for the reindeer because they ran out of energy, and they had to almost crash. And they crashed at her compound in the far north, and she was the one who came out and said, well, you got to feed the reindeer. You know, and so she taught him how to feed, and they fell in love in 1 hour.
1 hour?
1 hour, and he took her to the North Pole, and they got married there.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not.
Boy, that Santa was spreading joy. Made that lady happy. She said, I want you.
But that's once upon a time. In real lifetime, things don't always work that way. But in Once Upon a Time, everything's beautiful.
Yes. Well, let's find out where Santa is right now. Kids,
Great.
you want to know where Santa is? Yeah! Do you think he might be a little closer? Yeah! Come on to New York City, Santa. Where are you? Well, there he is. Our Santa scanner has found him in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He's getting closer. He's getting a little closer, kids. Are you excited? All right. Coming up next, we celebrate one of the greatest lessons of Christmas, and that is that some of the greatest gifts you could ever have in life cost absolutely nothing, don't come wrapped in any pretty box. Another great Christmas gift is giving of yourself. Be a volunteer to make somebody happy, like these volunteers of America, now suiting up to be Santa's helpers. Their collections help feed the hungry here in New York City, and we applaud volunteers all across our nation. Thank you.
It's how we say happy holidays. In my country, we say Buona Festa, which means happy holidays.
Wow. Merry Christmas in many different languages. You know, one of the greatest gifts any time of the year is when somebody gives of themselves. I mean, maybe it's a friend with a listening ear in a time of need, or a relative with a strong shoulder to lean on, or maybe it's just grandma's hands to hold you. But when somebody is there for you, that is an incredible gift. 11-year-old Brian is here to thank somebody very special who has no idea that they're about to receive such a gift of thanks. Valerie is Brian's mom, and Bobby's his 13-year-old brother, and this is quite a big day for a little boy. Who is this special somebody?
Well, it was his 3rd and 4th grade teacher, Miss Debbie Markovich, and she was always a very special teacher to Brian. When Brian was smaller, the kids used to tease him. He was born with forceps, and he had a very oval head, and the kids would tease him, and you know, that's a hard time when a child is going into school and, you know, making new friends, and then on top of it, people teasing them.
Sure.
Well, she always came to his rescue and said that, you know, you're special and you're such a handsome little fellow that ignore people like that.
Brian, what did she tell you that made you feel so good?
Ignore people who are ignorant to you, because either they joke on you because either you're jealous or they just haven't anything on you.
Uh-huh. And did she really affect your life that much?
Yes.
What was the greatest thing that she did for you?
Well, she helped me through all my subjects when I was in 3rd and 4th grade. And when I was in tutoring, she would help me out.
Well, honey, there are teachers all over America who I call America's angels who would love to have a student come and do what you're about to do, and this teacher doesn't have any idea. Remember, Miss Markovich has no idea which one of the many students she's taught over the past years might be here with this special Christmas gift. So we're going to let Brian play Santa Claus right now until Santa gets here a little later in the show. Come on out, Miss Markovich, have we got a surprise for you. Merry Christmas, Miss Markovich.
It's so good to see you.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
And you know I love teddy bears.
Oh, you're making me cry.
Oh, I just love this boy. I do. I love this.
Well, you have meant so much to him. You know something? I'm going to let Brian tell you why you're so special to him. He's making me cry too. Stop. Go on,
some
Brian.
tissue before
Here we are with the tissue. Susan here with the tissue. Thanks, Susan. I think we're all going to need some. Brian, this is the most special thing. Go on and tell her. Act like we're not here.
Thank you for helping me in my social studies, science, and math. And when I was in tutoring, you would help me out and encourage me to ignore people who cause trouble. Thank you.
You're welcome, sweet. I love you so much. You look so good, too.
You want to tell Ms. Markovich what that meant for you as a mom? Because clearly you saw a change in your son's life based upon his experience with her.
Yeah, I'm a single mom now, and it's hard raising 2 boys, you know. Mom can talk and talk and talk and talk and say ignore people or whatever, but when it comes from another source, sometimes it's even more special. He's always had his brother there to take up for him, you know, and a lot of times his brother would say, you know, let's duke it out, leave my little brother alone, but he knows that's a big brother's job.
And Bobby, did you do a good job?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. But Bobby said it was nice to have a little helper every once in a while, Ms. Markovich. Ms. Markovich, what is your heart singing right now?
I tell you, as a teacher, you know, you go through so many things during the day, and you sit here some days, you go home thinking, why am I doing this? I've got so much work to do, and I'm up at midnight grading papers, and I'm doing this. And then you get someone like Brian, and every day you walk in and you see that smile, and every morning he had a hug for me, and every afternoon before he left he had a hug for me. And you go away thinking, that's why you do it. You know, that is why you work so hard. You know, someone's got to do it. So.
Somebody's got to do it.
And it's really a joy, especially when it's someone like Brian, who's so very special. So.
I don't know about y'all, but this is just tearing me up.
I'm doing really good so far.
I know. Well, these are tears of joy for sure. Absolutely. Look at what you did, little boy. You made a big difference. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Wow. Well, up Next, another real tear-jerking story. They have not spoken in 8 long years, but this brother and sister are here today at the Rolonda Show to say to each other, Merry Christmas and I'm sorry, right after this.
My children are very proud of my having been the first female Santa in Manhattan. The other Santas have been really great. They don't treat me differently at all. Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, honey. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Hey, are you enjoying this episode of Rolonda? If so, please hit the subscribe button and let me know. Leave your comments and also follow me in other forms of social media at Rolonda Watts. Remember, that's ROLONDA, Rolonda Watts on all forms of social media. And if you're interested in voice acting, my goodness, let me help you. This is a new year coming. It could be a new you, a new career. Check out my voice acting masterclass at Rolonda.com, ROLONDA.com, and I'll tell you all about it. Let's get back to the show.
Hi, my name is Anna and I'm from Croatia, and this is how we say Happy Holidays in Croatian. Sretni praznici.
Us are missing some loved ones this season because many of our boys and girls are over in Bosnia right now, and we want to send a very special Merry Christmas to the families that are hoping and praying for their loved ones who are away from home at this time. And maybe you can call and say Merry Christmas the way that young lady did. That would certainly give them a warm hello. This is a very special Christmas for my next guest. Don has not been in contact with his older sister in a mighty long time. How long has it been now? 8 years, right?
7.
7 years.
7 years.
Wow. Long time. Why haven't you been in contact?
Well, when I was younger, she had some problems going through growing up. And her daughter had passed. And I don't know if that had set her off or what happened, but she had just ran away. I don't know if she was trying to escape everything or trying to get a new start. You know, she had a kind of troublesome childhood. But we searched for her and did as much as we could, and then really lost contact. So I went in the military, was overseas, and then my other sister was trying to find her. You know, went to contact utility companies, this and that, couldn't find nothing of her. And then just recently, I found Seekers of the Lost to try to find her again.
And any luck so far?
Hopefully this will help out.
Hopefully this will help out. Well, what has her absence meant for your life, you and your life? What has that meant to you?
Well, it's like a big void, to be honest with you. Like I said, my family misses her a lot. We miss her dearly. I miss the times that we had. We were real close. Me and her kind of held the family together. And she's just missing all our hearts.
What would it mean to you if you could see her this Christmas?
It'd mean a lot. Yeah, extremely a lot.
I see that hit you.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like that dream comes back, right? Could you look in the camera maybe in case she may be watching the show? Why don't you take a look maybe in that back camera? There's Larry back there waving at you on camera 1, because it's amazing how many people will watch our show and might be able to find her, or she may be listening. So look in the camera and tell her, send out a message that might bring her home.
Well, first of all, I'd like to wish you Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. If you don't get in touch with me, we miss you. We want you to come back. At least let us know how you're doing. And just how you're doing it.
What's her name?
Diane Neff.
Diane Neff. Diane, are you anywhere close at all, maybe? I hear somebody crying back there. Somebody sniffing real hard. They have not seen each other for 7 years. Merry Christmas, Diana and Don. Merry Christmas. This is, you're Don's wife?
Yes, I'm Don's
Come on,
wife.
what are you thinking as you watch this reunion?
I don't know what to think.
You know how much this has meant to your husband?
Yes, I do.
Can you tell us a little bit while they try to regroup and just...
Oh, I heard everything about her, all the stories, and Diane this and Diane that. And
he loves that sister.
Yes, he does.
Well, meet your sister-in-law here. Hey, what is your name?
Penny.
Penny, meet Diana. That's your sister-in-law. You might want to go say hello. They might need some strength right now. And we'll be right back in a minute. Another really touching moment here when we reunited Diana with her brother, who she hasn't seen in like 7 years, Don. We found Diana, by the way, with the help of an organization called Seekers of the Lost. If you are also looking for a loved one, you can call them. We'll give you that number in just a minute. But first, Diana, where have you been for 7 years? Your brother truly, truly missed you.
I wasn't too far away, actually. I was in the same state, just moved to a different town.
Uh-huh. What happened, if you don't mind us asking, what happened that would make you disappear for 7 Christmases?
Like Donnie said, I lost a daughter from SIDS, and when she passed away, I lost it. I snapped, and there were other things going on at the time that you take so much, and then you can't take anymore, and you have to escape. But luckily, I found, I didn't find. He found me, my husband now, and he made the world of difference. He brought me back from devastation to sanity.
Mm-hmm. Just so you know, it's not often that people who are missing folks for so long get a chance like this. Why don't you tell each other, Don? Why don't you tell your sister how happy you are that she's here, and maybe by telling her what life was like when she wasn't with you.
Well, first of all, I haven't been around any family for quite some time, and every Christmas came around. I was over in Guam, even in California. We'd expect Christmas cards, you know, just kind of thinking something's going to be in the mail that, no, it's just kind of empty. Then we, having no family, kind of just brought it that much more to where you know where all the family is, but not knowing one of the family members was, especially you, since you helped me out when I was younger quite a bit, just, really hurt, really hurt. I'm glad to know where you are now. Hopefully we can spend some holidays together and become a family again.
There won't be another one.
Oh boy, if you are looking for that special loved one, this could be your story too. Call them at 1-800-808-SEEK. That is, the Seekers will help you find, Seeking the Lost will help you find your loved one as well. It is, it's a joy to see your family together again. Diana, anything that you want to say? What family means to you around this holiday, maybe?
I was actually looking for Donnie. I heard he was in the Air Force, but I thought he was married to a Puerto Rican.
In which you would have said Feliz Navidad. Speaking of different cultures, you know, it's just not Christmas that we're celebrating during this holiday. I know that many of my friends are celebrating all different kinds of holidays. For instance, I plan to be celebrating with some of my friends as they celebrate Hanukkah as well. The middle candle on the menorah here is the first candle that is lit for 8 days Hanukkah lasts. They take the middle candle and start here, and every night for 8 days lighting a different candle. And what my friends tell me, my Jewish friends tell me, that this comes from the story of back during biblical times, during the destruction of the temple. The Jews only had enough oil to last for 8 days for light, and for 1 day rather. And somehow, because of a miracle, that oil lasted 8 days, and that is why They celebrate with the candles. Very similar celebration is Kwanzaa, with the lighting of candles, 7 candles in Kwanzaa, and that's the African-American holiday that started back in the 1960s. It runs for 7 days. It starts tomorrow, in fact, and runs to January 1st, and families celebrate by lighting 7 candles, each one representing a principle of Kwanzaa, everything from unity and self-determination to creativity and faith. So we're celebrating all kinds of celebrations during this holiday. We leave you now with some home video. Hey kids, you know I used to be a kid too. You want to see little Rose celebrating Christmas? Take a look at this. Look at what we dug out of the video vault. There's my little brother Brett.
I hope you're enjoying this episode of Rolonda, and I hope that you'll subscribe and follow so many of my other activities on my Rolonda channel, including some stand-up comedy, some podcasts, some great auntie advice, and loads of laughs and lots of fun. So subscribe and stay tuned. Now, let's get back to the show.
We say Fröhliche Weihnachten und ein schönes neues Jahr, which means Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
This is how we say Happy Holidays. Baladino Naya Salmivan, which means Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Oh, I think we're learning a thing or two. The children of the world are teaching us how to say Happy Holidays and Merry Christmas. Right now, I'd like to introduce you to the Marrero family. That's Desiree there, and there's Israel, Maria, and Israel Sr. Maria works as a nurse, but this Christmas, she says, has been a pretty tough one for the Marrero family. Why has this Christmas been particularly tough for you?
Well, I was unemployed for 4 months, the beginning of the year. I was robbed twice of my rent money. He had an accident 2 years ago, so I've been the sole supporter of the home. I've been stressed out a lot, trying to keep up with everything that I have to do at the house.
Maria, you are not alone. They're probably mothers and fathers all over the nation going, I'm right along with you. I think there's some right here in the audience who can relate. How many people can relate to having a tough time this year? It's tough for some. It's tough. So you're not by yourself, believe me. You're echoing the voices of many. But that doesn't take our dreams away. What is it that you dream for your family this Christmas, if dreams could really come true?
Well, we all have good health. Our faith keeps us going, and we take one day at a time.
How do you explain to the children the magic of Christmas when mom and dad are going through such a tough situation right now?
Well, what I told him was that Santa Claus was having financial problems himself.
You know, Santa does have a lot of taxes to pay, doesn't he, Robert? Because he's been hopping all over those countries. What does he have tax situation?
When he crosses over country to country to country, everybody wants to tax him. But he's real fast.
But he's fast.
Yeah.
So that's a tough time, Israel. Even Santa can have a tough year, right? Desiree, how do you deal with it? You're 10 years old. Mom and dad sometimes do have tough years. Not every year can be a big Christmas. So how do you deal with that at 10?
Well, I deal with it as like not getting upset and all mad at them because like I want all this, you don't give me this, because I understand how they feel.
Yeah. How do you support them? Do you give them some warm words around Christmas time?
Yes.
Israel, how do you deal with this? Do you want Santa to listen to you right now? You not sure? Do you think Santa's a cool kind of guy? What do you like most about Santa?
I like that he gives me special presents.
Special presents? How many special presents do you have in mind right now?
20.
20? Okay, 20. All right, so could you settle for maybe 5? Okay, so maybe not 20 this year, but maybe 5, right? Marrero Sr., how do you deal with this when you're talking to the kids and you still have your dreams and hopes?
Well, I try to deal with it the best way I can. It has been real tough. out there working also, and since my accident, I've been home, you know, somewhat incarcerated in my own home because I'm a very motivating person and I love to work. And it's been driving me crazy, you know. And just seeing my wife go through the changes of having nightmares and, you know, at night.
She okay? There isn't anybody who doesn't understand what you're going through. It's all right. It's all right. You know, in an interesting kind of way, and we've been passing out clinics as all day, Israel, so don't feel like any different. We're all of us are. Here you are if you need one. You know, in an interesting kind of way, this could be a time for you to teach your children new lessons about what the Christmas spirit is all about. I mean, sometimes when, you know, my parents used to always tell me, don't look at what they took, look at all that you have left. And maybe this is an opportunity for you to teach your children what the true spirit of Christmas is all about. Would you like to take that chance now and tell them something that they might remember as something they'll hold as dear from this Christmas when they couldn't have a list of 20 things?
I love you all very much. And even if I can't do everything for you all this year, that love that I have for you all will keep you all going for the whole year.
Anything that you want to say?
As I was a kid, when I was a kid at your age, I never expected anything, but Christmas is not only giving presents, it's sharing heartaches and bad feelings and stuff like that, but we'll get through with it.
And the reason you do is because there's so much love. The greatest gift that you really have is a family. And that doesn't come wrapped up in a box. That didn't come through the mail. They doesn't come down a chimney. It's all around you for 365 days a year. You are blessed children. Thank you for those gifts of words, parents. Thank you. Hey, guess what? Even though he's having some financial trouble too right now, he's still on his way here to see you. Let's track, where's Santa, kids? Where's that Santa map? Our Santa scanner says he's gone from Milwaukee to Charlotte, North Carolina. New York City? He's here, kids! I think he's in New York! Yay! I think he's here! Whoa! Santa! Is he? Look! Yay! Santa's here! Yay! Woo! Yay, Santa!
Merry Christmas!
You can hug Santa. You want to go hug Santa? Come on. You want to go hug Santa?
Christmas.
Come on, kids. Let's go hug him. Let's go hug Santa. Yay! Come on.
Christmas.
Come on.
Makes Santa so happy.
Oh, Santa, we want to hug you too.
Oh, I love all the boys and girls. Hello. Merry
Look at all
Christmas.
these
Look
kids.
at these children. Holy
Children, anybody else want to
cow.
come and give Santa a big hug? He
Make
won't
Santa
be back
so
till another
happy.
year. This big kid wants to give you a hug too.
Oh, yeah. We
Oh,
got hugs for
there
everybody.
we go. Because he's
Hugs
hugging
for
the kids.
everybody and love
That's
for
a nice
everybody.
gift, Santa.
Hi.
We'll be right back, folks, with the one and only Santa Claus who came all the way here from the North Pole right after this. I'm the wrong person to be saying that. We waited for the whole show for Santa himself. Santa, could you give us a big ho, ho, ho?
Oh, ho, 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 and Merry
Christmas! Yay!
Merry Christmas.
Boy, we're so glad you got here.
Well, I'm glad to have gotten here.
Was it a long, hard, but you worked all last night and you're still awake.
It's a long trip, but I love every minute of it.
We heard you fell in love with Mrs. Claus in 1 hour.
Well, sometimes she tells a different story, but
Just like, and
RJ got it about right.
And we hear you're watching your diet these days.
Well, I try. Mrs. Claus wants me to watch it a little harder, but you know, the little boys and girls leave out cookies and milk.
That's right. And some of us big girls do too, because Santa, I left you some cookies last night, and I know you might have given them to the reindeer, but I saw a little whisker left on one little crumb there.
Well,
I know you ate them. You haven't
I might have
finished.
had a nibble.
I know. Well, I understand that you came still bearing gifts.
Oh, yes.
What do you have in that big bag?
Well, I have a gift here for Israel. And I knew I'd find you here tonight. So, happy Christmas, Israel.
Yay, Israel!
And here's a present for Desiree. And this is happy Christmas to you, Desiree. And Santa has some other gifts here for the boys and girls.
Really? Well, wait a minute. Before you get going, they have some letters for you, Santa.
Oh, great.
Great. But I want to say this, that we're going to play Santa here at the Rolonda Show, and we're going to let Mom and Dad, hey, Israel and Desiree, this is what we're going to do for Mom and Dad for Christmas. We're going to send you for your own fantasy a wonderful carriage ride through Central Park that's going to beautiful during Christmas. That's going to end up at Tavern on the Green, where you can enjoy a romantic dinner away from the kids. Kids, you go play with your toys, and Mom and Dad get to go out and catch up and enjoy the gift of having each other. Yes, Merry Christmas. Now, let's see if we can make some other dreams come true. Who's got a good letter? Who's got a good letter? Got a good letter? Who's going to read? You going to read your letter down there? Who's going to read their letter? You want me to read it for you? Okay. Let's see. What's your name?
Ryan.
Okay, Ryan. Let's see what Ryan has to say. Santa, you listening?
I'm listening.
Dear Santa, Ryan says, feed the poor people, give little sick and homeless kids some toys, give me some toys, and make all kids have a happy Christmas. That's from Ryan and Jordan and Casey and Kerman. Yay! Can you do that, Santa? Can you do that?
That's what Christmas is all about.
That's right. Who else can read a letter? Why don't you, okay? Read your letter.
Dear Santa, what I really want for Christmas is a computer to help me better with my reading, math, and science. And I can also help my brother and my sister read better too. So when I go to school, I will be smart.
That's right. All right, Santa.
Yes.
You have one?
Dear Santa, my name is Natasha Padilla. I am 12 years old. I have 2 brothers and 3 sisters. I write to you because this year my mom cannot buy all of us gifts because my mom receives welfare and there are too many of bills to pay and too many of us. And with the rest of the money, she buys a pot of rice and beans. So that's why I write so that we can have a great Christmas. This is what my little brother and my little sisters want. And my older brothers and my older sisters want. My little sister, Nikita, she is 7 years old. She would like a Pocahontas dress, size 8.
I wouldn't mind a Pocahontas dress, size 8. What else? Give me one more gift.
And my little brother, he wants a Mortal Kombat hand game.
Okay, why don't you hand him that letter and let him read the rest of it so he can go through that list?
Oh,
what about you, Jennifer? Do you?
Thank you, Natasha.
Yeah.
Thank you, Natasha.
Dear Santa, this is a very special Christmas to me. All I want for Christmas is for my mom to get well because this year she developed breast cancer. I love her with all my heart and I want her to live for a long, long time. That's my Christmas wish. I hope it comes true. Sincerely, Jennifer Caban.
There's your mom up there blowing you a kiss. Here, wait a minute, catch it. There, you put it on your cheek. Wow. You know something? If you have high hopes and you think very positive, It's amazing the magic that positive thinking can do. You've got to keep your mom thinking positive, and you have to be real strong for her. And we're all going to pray for you and your mom, okay? All right, good. So Santa, what do you think's in Santa's bag over there, kids? Any idea? Anything you wish was in there?
No.
Don't know?
No.
Don't know? Well, let's ask Santa. What do you have in there, Santa Claus?
I have Christmas presents.
Well, let's get to it.
Christmas presents.
All right.
All right.
Who's that for?
John. John.
Where's John?
Okay, John.
All right, John.
Oh, this is a big one. And Natasha.
Natasha, wow. Looks like Natasha got a huge Pocahontas dress.
Okay. And Ryan.
Ryan.
Where's little Ryan?
There's little Ryan right under the big box.
Okay, Ryan.
And we're going to be right back, continuing giving out our gifts from Santa. Who's that one for? Antoine. There you go. Yay. Lauren, come here, get your gift.
This is my third year. It's not like having a job, really. I like to dance, make it not boring. 1, 2, and 3. All right, Merry Christmas. Everybody be good.
And I hope you will subscribe and continue to enjoy. Just wanted to let you know that my voice acting masterclass is now digital. If you are somebody who's interested in being a voice actor, please go check it out. Go to Rolonda.com, Rolonda.com. That's my website, and you can check out all the details and even enroll in my voice acting masterclass. Hey, you'll never know how good you are until you try.
Be the judge in our first I Love a Man in Uniform contest next Rolonda. What do you think it is? Let's see. What do you think? You hear anything? You don't hear? Oh, sorry. You caught us trying to figure out what was in that box. Boy, hasn't this been a magical day. Such a wonderful, wonderful day. And we wish all of you the merriest, merriest Christmas, especially those of you who are lucky enough to have your families by your side. Just reach out and give them a big Christmas hug. And thank you. So, yeah, oh, there they go hugging again. We'll see you next time on Rolonda, everybody. Merry Christmas. Come